Hello students, welcome back to your physics class. This side Pooja Sharma, your physics teacher. I hope you all are fine, you all are healthy. So in today's class we are going to discuss gravitation chapter back exercise. There are many questions. I got few requests regarding some particular questions. So we are going to take all the doubts. Basically we are going to talk about each and every question of back exercise one by one so that your doubts will be cleared. So without wasting time, let's get started with gravitation back exercise. So the first question is, how does the force of gravitation between two objects change when the distance between them is reduced to half? We know this that distance and gravitation force, they have inverse relation. Fine. So gravitation is inversely proportional to square of distance. Keeping this in mind, let's see the answer. Gravitational force will be inversely to distance square. So if distance will be half, 2 square is 4. So the gravitational force will be 4 times more if the distance will be reduced to half. Moving on with question number 2. Gravitational force act on all objects in proportion to their masses. Why then a heavy object does not fall faster than a lighter object? The reason is the heavy object when falls, the acceleration due to gravity is acting, which is independent of the mass. Fine. So that is why the heavy or the light object, they all fall at the same time. It's not heavy object fall faster, light object falls slower. Fine. Because acceleration due to gravity is independent of the mass of the body. Next is question number 3. What is the magnitude of the gravitational force between Earth and 1 kg object on the surface, on its surface? Values are provided to you. Mass of the Earth is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kilogram. The radius of the Earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meter. So all you have to do is you have to substitute the values in the formula of gravitational force, that is F is equal to gmm over r square. G is gravitational constant having value 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11. Capital M is your mass of Earth, value is already given 6 into 10 raised to power 24. Small m is the lowercase m is the mass of the object, and it is given that the object is of 1 kilogram. So putting that, divide by radius square. Radius of Earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 and its square. Fine. So when you are going to solve this, you will be getting the answer as 9.8 Newton. Although we have done this question in the class as well, still if anybody face any doubt anywhere, don't forget to text and clear your doubt. Moving on with question number 4. The Earth and the Moon are attracted to each other by the gravitational force. Does the Earth attract the Moon with the force that is greater or smaller or the same as the force with which Moon attract the Earth? And whatever your reason is, you have to tell why. Means give the reason for whatever your answer is. So the value of F is same for Earth and for the Moon. Both the bodies will exert the same amount of force on each other, because as per the universal law of gravitation, every body attracts the other body with some force, and this is force is same for both the bodies, and we call this force as gravitational force. Moving on with the next question number 5. If the moon attract the earth, why does the earth not move towards the moon? Moon is applying force onto the earth, is attracting the earth towards itself, but still the earth does not move towards the moon. What is the reason behind? So the reason is that according to the universal law of gravitation, both the moon and the earth, they attract each other with a force that is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely to square of distance between them. This is what we all know, the universal law of gravitation. Now, the force of attraction of moon on the earth is present, but earth does not appear to move towards the moon. The reason behind is, as the mass of the earth is large and the distance between the moon and the earth is as well as very large. Even if the earth is attracted towards the moon it is negligible and cannot be seen. Fine. Although they are attracting, moon is attracting earth towards itself, but earth is having huge mass, so that attraction is there, but it's very negligible type. Fine. So we are not able to have that. And moving on with question number 6. What happens to the force between the two objects if the mass of one object is doubled? If the distance between the object is doubled and tripled, if the mass of the both object is doubled. So you have 3 questions. Fine. We are going to discuss the answers one by one. Although all the answers are written together, 1, 2 and 3. But we are going to talk about it one and one. Although it is done in the class as well, but still, let's talk about this. First is, what happened to the force between two objects if the mass of one object is doubled? So you know that the force is directly proportional to mass. So whatever the change will take place in mass, the same will be onto the force as well. Fine. So the answer is, if the mass of one object is doubled, the force between the two objects is also doubled. It means mass increase हो रहा है, so force definitely is going to increase. How much depends upon how much mass changes. Here the mass is doubled, so force will be doubled. If somewhere it is mentioned the mass is tripled, then definitely the force is going to be tripled. Fine. Moving on to the second part, the distance between the two objects is doubled and tripled. On distance, the force is inversely proportional, and not on the distance but square of distance. So if distance is doubled, force will be 1 by 2 square, that is 1 by 4. If the distance is tripled, that is 3 times, force will be 1 by 3 square, that is 1 by 9. Similarly, the third part is the masses of the objects, both the objects are doubled. So again the same thing, on masses, the masses and the force, they are in direct relation. Fine. So both the masses are doubled. So 2 by 2, that is 4. So the force will be 4 times. Moving on to the next question. What happens to the, what is the importance of universal law of gravitation? So importance you have already done a lot of times. It's there, by the way, in your book written. Fine. So the universal law of gravitation explains many phenomena. This is the main importance. Fine. The first one is we all onto the earth's surface. This is the only force that binds us onto the earth. Second, the moon around the earth, the motion of the moon around the earth is because of this universal law of gravitation. The concept is explained by this. Third is the motion of the planets around the sun. And the fourth one is the tide formation due to the moon and the sun. So these are all the phenomena which explained by universal law of gravitation. Moving on to next question number 8. What is acceleration due to? Acceleration of free fall. So acceleration of free fall means when an object is falling freely under the effect of gravity, there is change in velocity going on, which we call it as acceleration. And because this is due to the gravitational pull, we call it as acceleration of free fall. Fine. So let's have the definition. The acceleration of free fall is when the body falls due to the gravitational pull, its velocity changes and it is said to be acceleration due to the gravity. That is what we say free fall. This acceleration is calculated to be 9.8 meter per second square, and basically, by the way, they are talking about on the surface of Earth. Below or above, the value is going to change a little. Moving on with the next question number 9. What do we call the gravitational force between the Earth and the object? So between the Earth and the object, we call it as force due to gravity. The force due to gravity. So the gravitational force between the Earth and an object is called the force due to gravity. And question number 10. Amit buy few grams of gold at the poles per the instructions of the one of his friends. तो पोल के ऊपर उसने गोल्ड परचेज किया. He hand over the same when he meet friend at the equator. Will the friend agree with the weight of the gold bought? If not, why? Obviously, weight depends upon the gravitational force. Fine. It depends upon the mass and the acceleration due to gravity. And acceleration due to gravity, there is a variation whether you are at pole or you are at equator. So, the position changes, the value is going to change. That is what we know is that the value of acceleration due to gravity at pole is more than that of its value at equator. तो जब आपने पोल पे गोल्ड परचेज किया, the weight is more, and the same gold when you check the weight at the equator, the weight is less. The reason behind is मास में कोई चेंज नहीं आया. The only thing which changes means gold में कोई चेंज नहीं आया. It is not that the mass of the gold decreases. It's only that the acceleration due to gravity decreases at equator as compared to that of pole. तो उसके कारण weight में decrease आएगा. That is why it is said that whenever you are talking about all these things, go with the mass, not with the weight. So I hope the question is clear. Moving on with the question number 11. Why will the sheet of the paper fall slower than one that is crumpled into a ball? So if you have a crumpled ball like of a paper, it moves faster. And if you have a sheet of paper, just the normal, the plain one, it moves slower, falls slower. The reason behind is a sheet of paper has a large surface area, and while falling down, it has to come across the force exerted by air and wind, because उसका surface area ज़्यादा होता है as the air resistance which act in between, because of which the speed slows down. Whereas if you have a crumpled paper that has a small surface area, because of which what happen, it has the ability to overcome very less amount of air current. Fine. So it will be completely okay. Ji. Next is question number 12. The gravitational force on the surface of the moon is only 1/6 as strong as the gravitational force on the earth. What is the weight on newtons of 10 kilogram object on the moon and on the earth? हमने weight compare करना है. What is the weight of a 10 kilogram mass object on moon and on earth. So we know that the mass and the weight, they have a relation, that is W is equal to mg. What is weight is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration due to gravity on earth, it is 9.8. so 10 into 9.8, your answer is 98 Newton. So therefore the weight of object on earth is 98 Newton, whereas on moon, because acceleration will decrease by 6 times, 1 by 6, therefore the weight is also going to be 98 divided by 6. So 98 by 6, it is 16.3 Newton. Okay, so weight on earth is 98 Newton, weight on moon is 16.3 Newton. Moving on with the next question, number 13, and the question is, a ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. Calculate the maximum height to which it rises and the total time it takes to return to the surface of earth. So now in this question, the first is you have to find out the maximum height, that is you need to find out the value of s, displacement, fine, distance or displacement you can say. A ball is thrown vertically upward, it means at the top its velocity is going to be 0 and it is thrown with a velocity of 49 meter per second, that is the initial velocity. So initial velocity, the value of u is 49 meter per second. Final velocity given nahi hai, but we know that at the top velocity is going to be 0. तो final velocity आ गई आपकी 0. Acceleration due to gravity की value होती है 9.8 because you are throwing it in the upward direction. So that is the direction opposite to that of the gravitational force. So इसलिए g is equal to minus 9.8 meter per second square. Is this clear why we have chosen minus? Because it is going in the direction opposite to the gravitational force. Now we have to find out the height, that is s key value. So the formula which include final initial velocities, acceleration and height, that is equation number 3, v square minus u square is equal to 2gs. Substitute the values and you will be getting the result as 122.5 meter. So the maximum height to which it rises is 122.5 meter. Next part of the question is, find out the total time it takes to return the surface of the earth. So the time taken, we can have the first equation and we can use the second equation as well क्योंकि अब हमारे को s की वैल्यू भी पता है. But yeah, it's easy to go with the first equation. Calculation will be easier. So v is equal to u plus at. Here we will not write a, we write g. That is acceleration will be replaced with acceleration due to gravity. And you will be having the value of time as 5 seconds. So the total time is 5 seconds for going, 5 seconds for coming, that is 5 plus 5, 10 seconds. Hanji, moving on with question number 14. The question is very easy by the way, fine. Just listen it carefully. It's a numerical but a good one. A stone is released from the top of the tower of height 19.6 meter. Calculates its final velocity just before it touched the ground. So stone is released from the top of tower. As I told you, velocity at the top is always going to be 0. So initial velocity here, that is the value of u, is equal to 0 meter per second. Final velocity you have to find out. Height is given 19.6 और g की value आपको पता है, that is 9.8. We write it as plus 9.8 or minus 9.8 depending upon whether it is against the gravity or along the gravity. So here the stone is coming in the downward direction, that is in the direction of gravity. So g is equal to plus 9.8. Using the formula of third equation, that is using the third equation of motion, v square minus u square is equal to 2gs. We can substitute all the values and the final velocity, the value of v is 19.6 meter per second. Therefore, the final velocity just before touching the ground is 19.6 meter. The numerical is very easy. Calculation is not at all difficult. Just multiplication you have to do. Still, if any doubt, don't forget to text. And proceeding on with question number 15. A stone is thrown vertically upward with an initial velocity of 40 meter per second. Taking g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Find the maximum height reached by the stone. Kitni maximum height reach hogi by the stone? And what is the net displacement and the total distance covered? So, okay ji. Repeating the question again and writing all the given. Fine, the first 4 of the points. So, the stone is thrown vertically upward. You have thrown it in the upward direction with initial velocity of 40 meter per second. Matlab u is equal to 40 meter per second. This is the first point. Then g is given as 10 meter per second square, but we are going to take it as minus 10 because it is against gravity. It is going in the upward direction. Fine. So, minus 10. S we have to find out the maximum height, or h you can say. It is going at the top, so वहाँ पे जाके final velocity हो जाएगी 0, so v is equal to 0. Fine. So, any formula which include v, u, g, s, that is third equation of motion. Writing the equation, substituting the values, you get the answer of displacement as 80 meter. Okay. This is the first answer, the first part. The maximum height reached by the stone is 80 meter. Next is what is the net displacement and the total distance. So, the displacement is going to be 0 as the stone fall back to the same point. Okay. So, the starting and the initial is same. So, the displacement is going to be 0. Achha, one more thing they asked is that find out the total distance as well. So, when the stone is thrown in the upward direction, हमने distance find किया 80. तो distance तो उतना ही रहेगा ना, whether you go in the upward direction or you come in the downward direction. So, going up 80 meter, coming down 80 meter. 80 plus 80, 160 meter is your total distance. Okay, so next is question number 16. Calculate the force of gravitation between the earth and the sun. Given that the mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to power 24 kilogram and that of sun is 2 into 10 raised to power 30 kilogram. The average distance between the two is 1.5 into 10 raised to power 11 meter. So you are provided with the mass of earth, you are provided with the mass of the sun, okay? Then you are provided with the distance between them. Formula you know, force is equal to g mm over d square. G की value you know it 6.7 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Substitute all the values. Follow the steps which I have told you. That is after substituting, क्योंकि इसमें powers भी आएंगी, इसमें points भी आ रहे हैं. Fine. So सबसे पहले solve the brackets. Like distance square है, तो bracket को solve करो. Write all the things twice. Second step you have to do is points remove कर लो. Third step, numbers one side, power one side. Then just solve it and get it. If still there problem exists, please text. I am there to guide you. Okay, ji, moving on with question number 17. The next question or the second last question. A stone is allowed to fall from the top of the tower 100 meter high, and at the same time another stone is projected vertically upward from the ground with a velocity of 25 meter per second. Calculate when and where the two stones will meet. So we have to calculate when and where they are going to meet. So let us understand how to solve this numerical. Let's have it onto the board. Hanji bacha. So the height, the total height is given you as 100 meter. ठीक है, टाइम यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट एंड एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी की नॉर्मल वैल्यू आपकी कितनी है 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर. फाइन. सो द क्वेश्चन टू यू इज दैट you have to find out the height. The total height is given to you as 100 meter. You have to find out one stone is dropped down and one stone is going up. Where they collide, है ना? So okay, let's say the top one it is S1, the bottom one distance. Let's say here they are going to collide. This distance we say S1, this distance we say S2. Fine. So this S1 plus S2 is total is going to be S1 plus S2 total कितना हो गया हमारे पास 100 मीटर. हमने 100 मीटर को दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया because we have to find out one place where they are going to collide. Upper S1, lower S2. Now S1 की वैल्यू निकालेंगे. We have the second equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half gt square. Fine. So S1 is equal to u. Because it is dropped from the top, तो top पे initial velocity कितनी होगी आपकी 0. So 0 multiply by time आपको नहीं पता है, we write it as t plus half g is 10 और t square. अब हमने यहाँ पे 10 लिया because the stone is coming down, so it is under the effect of gravity in the direction of gravity, तो हम उसको positive में लेंगे. Fine. Here you can have one more step. That is S1 is equal to 0 multiplied by t is 0 plus 2 1s are 2 5s are, that is 5t square. Therefore S1 is equal to 5t square. ये आपको S1 की वैल्यू मिल गई. Fine. We can write it here that S1 is equal to 5t square. Similarly, now we are going to find out the value of S2. So formula is going to be same. S2 is equal to ut plus half gt square. बस values change कर जाएंगे because you have thrown it from the downward direction and it was given that you have thrown it with the velocity of 25 meter per second. तो हम u की वैल्यू यहाँ पे कितनी पुट करेंगे? S2 is equal to u की वैल्यू 25 into t plus half, g की जगह पे आएगा 10 और साथ में आएगा t का स्क्वायर. t की वैल्यू इट्स नॉट गिवन, सो हम उसको एज इट इज लेके चलेंगे. वन मोर थिंग, यहाँ पे g की वैल्यू, सी द स्टोन इज गोइंग अपवर्ड, दैट इज इन द डायरेक्शन अपोजिट टू दैट ऑफ द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. तो हम यहाँ पे लिखेंगे -10. फाइन. सो 2 1s are 2 5s are. S2 is equal to 25t plus minus 5t square. Okay. So you got the value of S1, you got the value of S2. Proper value नहीं आएंगे, no issues. 25t minus 5t square. Okay? Done till here. Now we know that S1 plus S2 is equal to how much? It is equal to 100. Values put कर दो. S1 कितना था? 5t square plus S2 कितना है? 25t minus 5t square is equal to how much? 100. ये plus 5t square minus 5t square getting cancelled. So 25t is equal to 100. t is equal to 100 over 25. That is 4 seconds. तो टाइम हमारे पास कितना आ गया? 4 सेकेंड. फाइन. नाउ हमें S1 फाइंड करना है. We can find out any of the two. Fine. क्योंकि हमें ये find करना है that where they collide. Either you start from top or you start from bottom. So let's find out the value of S1. That is 5t square. 5t कितना आया हमारे पास? 4 सेकेंड. So 4 और उसका स्क्वायर. 5 4 square is how much? 16. 5 into 16. 5 6 30. 0 3 5 3 8. So it is 80 meter. The total distance is given to you how much? 100. So when the stone from the top, it covers a distance of 80 meter. Stone from the bottom, वो कितना cover करेगा? 100 में से 80 minus कर दो, this is 20 meter. ठीक है? So when the top stone cover 80 meter, the stone which is S2, it cover
20 meter, there they are going to collide with one another. Okay?
Okay, bachcha, proceeding on with the last question, question number 18. A ball is thrown vertically upward, returns to the thrower after 6 seconds. Find the velocity with which it was thrown up. Second, the maximum height it reaches. Third, its position after 4 seconds. So you have the question in 3 parts. A ball is thrown vertically up. ऊपर जा रही है, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी आपको नहीं गिवन, ऊपर जा रही है, सो फाइनल डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू बी 0, दैट इज v इज इक्वल टू 0. इट्स गोइंग अप मीन्स इट इज इन द डायरेक्शन अपोजिट टू दैट ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी. तो g की वैल्यू हो जाएगी -9.8. टाइम इज ऑलरेडी गिवन 6 सेकेंड. फर्स्ट पार्ट वी डू, दैट इज वेलोसिटी विद विच इट वॉज थ्रोन अप. तो इनिशियल वेलोसिटी की वैल्यू फाइंड करनी है. So the formula you can go with the first equation of motion. Second हम नहीं use करेंगे because in second as well as in the third equation s is also coming, that is the height and which is not given. Fine. So we have to choose the equation जहाँ पे height ना हो. That is the first equation of motion. V is equal to u plus gt. Putting all the values, substituting all the values, your initial velocity is going to be 29.4 meter per second. Moving on with B part, the maximum height it reaches. तो height find करनी है. The formula is s is equal to ut plus half gt square. u आपको अभी पता है 29.4 multiply by time. Time is given as 3. ठीक है, अपवर्ड जर्नी के लिए टाइम कितना, टोटल टाइम इज 6, सो अपवर्ड जर्नी के लिए हो जाएगा 3. फाइन. सो टाइम वी आर गोइंग टू सब्स्टिट्यूट एज 3 प्लस हाफ इंटू जी इंटू टी स्क्वायर. जी आएगा आपका -9.8 और टी आएगा 3 और उसका स्क्वायर. सॉल्विंग इट, प्रोडक्ट कर लो, ऐड कर लो, उसके बाद द लास्ट रिजल्ट यू हैव इज 44.1 मीटर. द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज इट्स पोजीशन आफ्टर 4 सेकेंड्स. 4 सेकेंड के बाद उसकी पोजीशन कितनी होगी. सो वेयर यू हैव पुट द टाइम एज 3, वहाँ पे अब आप टाइम कितना पुट करोगे 4 एंड यू गेट योर आंसर. Fine. So your answer is position after 4 seconds is going to be 39.2 meter from the top. Solve कर दो, you will be getting this answer. So बच्चा, this is all about the back exercise of chapter 10, that is gravitation of your grade 9 physics. I hope all the questions, there are total I guess 18 questions. I hope all the questions are clear to you. Still, if any doubt exists, don't forget to text me, clear your doubts on time. Although I try the level best to make the things clear to you, but still, if there is something, don't forget and ask me. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Take good care of your family members. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.